Okay, welcome to Barry's allotment. I'm Barry and this is my allotment. It's the 1st of September right here right now, so I thought I'd give you a plot tour. We just had the August bank holiday weekend here in England, and it's a bittersweet holiday because although it's normally carnival weekend here in town, here in London, and it's a 3-day weekend for many, bittersweet because it also as I was saying, it's bittersweet because it also marks the end of summer and not necessarily the beginning of autumn, but we will transition into it. I'd like to say we'll have some more sunny summer's days, but most of August has been like this, cloudy, grey and overcast, so fingers crossed we get summer. But yeah, I'll give you a quick plot tour because with the weather ultimately going to change for the worst, this is definitely the best it's going to look until spring. So here at the front of the plot I've got a row of lavender plants, lavender bushes, and behind that was a whole row of Jerusalem artichokes, but most didn't make it and what's remaining are tiny. This is a plum tree. It's self-seeded in the pathway, so I had to remove it, but rather than just remove it and compost it, I moved it to there. And it might not look like it, but I think it's going to be okay. Globe artichokes here, which are tiny. My pear tree's done really well this year, and hopefully it'll put on a lot more timber next year. My globe artichokes I mulched halfway through summer, and they seem to have picked up after that. Blueberry bushes here. I've got a little row of blueberry bushes that I planted earlier in the year. I made a video about that. I've got pink blueberry bushes and blue blueberry bushes. This is going to be a blueberry hedge, and then there was a rogue one that's going to be a standalone bush on the other side of this quince tree. My quince tree looked like it was doing really well at the start of summer, but then it rained most of the way through August, and I've got a terrible crop, and most of them are rotten in some way. So yeah, disappointing year for the quince tree. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near enough to warrant making membranillo. This is the rogue blueberry bush, which should grow much bigger than all the others. Some herbs, rosemary there. One of my apple trees. I think this apple tree I'm going to have to spray next year. Let's pull some horseradish out there. Yeah, I think that one's going to need spraying next year. It's just something not right with it, and it's not recovering. Sage. This is a green gage tree that I planted when I thought the fig tree was no longer with us, but the fig tree's made a miraculous recovery ever since. And yeah, the fig tree looks pretty good. These are more Jerusalem artichokes that I planted at the same time as the ones at the front, and these ones have done really well, and I don't know what happened to the others. So, this one at least is looking pretty tall when you compare it to the midgets at the front of the plot. Most of those are, well, at least half of them are over 6 foot tall now, as in they're taller than me. So here I have a small patch of horseradish and 2 of my apple trees. These apple trees are still very young, so they did produce a handful of apples this year, but they're not big enough to support them, so most fell off. There's a couple still clinging on. Okay, this tree is now a few inches, 2 or 3 inches taller than me now. So hopefully it will get I don't know how big it's going to be when it's full size, but hopefully next year it'll get even bigger. And this one, probably about a foot taller than me now, the tallest part. So here at the back we have my Bosch battery powered mower because I've just finished cutting the grass, a shed, and then right at the back, this blue plastic sheeting with all these pots and bricks to hold the blue plastic sheeting down. There was a big patch of, I planted blackberries, they became completely overgrown. They're uncontrollable. So I cut them back, I've covered them with sheeting. They're still there, they're still popping out next to the river and next to the apple tree. I'd hoped to remove that this year and let it go to grass, but they're going to have to stay down till at least next year. Hopefully I can remove the sheets next year and let it go to grass and stop mowing it.
So, I hope you enjoyed this quick September plot tour, September the 1st plot tour. Still got some, hopefully still got some crops to crop. It's very much dependent on the weather now, and that's not looking good. But yeah, hopefully get at least another few weeks of warm weather. Warm weather will do. And I can get my Jerusalem artichokes out of the ground. Actually, that's it. So, I see we have got other jobs to do other than dig those up. There is a few other tasks that I need to take care of before the weather changes into winter. So, I'll see you next time. Toodles.